Well, joining us now in studio on Encounter is President of Assumption College, Dr. Francesco Cesareo. Thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure to be here.
And you are here for a specific purpose to talk about a great program that you have at the college, a Rome campus.
Yes,
And maybe if you could just start off by telling us a little bit about how that all started and maybe the genesis of that program.
Sure. Well, about 5 years ago, we started to talk about opening up a campus in Rome, because what we wanted to do was to give students a possibility to truly immerse themselves in the culture of Rome and link it to our liberal arts curriculum as well as to our Catholic mission and identity. So as we start to explore where might we find a opportunity to open up a campus in Rome, we started to have conversations with the congregation that runs Assumption College, the Assumptionists, whose headquarters is in Rome, their general house is in Rome. And they have a very nice piece of property in Rome, and they were open to developing a partnership with us where we would lease one of their buildings, and we would open up a campus there. And so that was the genesis of it. And then 2 years ago, we actually started the program and have been running for the last 2 years.
To talk about the students, what has been their reaction since the program started?
It's been a very positive experience, because the uniqueness of the program is, number one, the utilization of the city as the actual classroom. So most of the classes are not taking place within the building, but they are actually taking place on site, whether they're art classes or architectural classes, history classes, theology classes. So we're really making sure that the classroom is the city itself and how they can learn from the experience of being in the city. So that was the first point of trying to give students a different kind of experience. The other aspect is that it's very much community-based. The students all eat together as a community for their lunch and for their dinner. They have responsibilities in the house. So each week there are those who have to set the table, those who have to wash the dishes, those who have to take care of different aspects of the life of the building. So we wanted to build a sense of community in that building so that the students understood that learning takes place within the context of community. And the third aspect of it is the proximity with the Assumptionist community. They're in the building directly across from where the students are. And so getting to understand what the congregation is about, the international character of the congregation, and learning more about the history of the Assumptionists, Father Dalzon and his vision, were all part of the plan for this particular program.
That's great. Now, say a student is interested in this program, what would be the process that they would go through to sort of enter into it?
Sure, there's an application process like all of our study abroad programs, and they have to have a minimum GPA of 3.0. And then once they apply for the program, there's an interview process, and we want to try to understand why do they want to go to Rome, what do they expect to get out of the program. And once they get through that screening process, they're accepted and they can go.
Now, do they have to have some Italian or experience with that, or are they taking that?
They don't have to have Italian before they go, but they all have to study Italian when they get there. So that's one of the classes that they're all required to take. So for students who have already studied Italian, they will be in a more advanced stage. Those who are just beginning it will be at the very first level of Italian, but that's a requirement of the program.
It sounds like a great opportunity. Talk about what it's like. How can it enhance a student's education by having this experience being in another country, especially Rome?
Right, exactly. Well, what it does is it really brings alive the classic liberal arts tradition, which is what the basic focus of all the courses are at that campus. And so they're really able to understand the origins of the liberal arts and the importance of the humanities, and also the importance of the integration of the liberal arts with philosophy and with theology, because they also all have to take philosophy and theology while they're there. So it really provides them with this holistic approach to a Catholic liberal arts education, where not only their intellectual life is being formed, but their spiritual life is being formed at the same time. So it's a wonderful opportunity for them to get to understand the roots and the origins, not only of our faith, but also of the liberal arts tradition upon which Assumption is based.
And is it full-time staff there
There
in Rome
is,
as
yes.
well?
We have a director who is a faculty member from Assumption in Worcester who goes over either for 1 or 2 years, and then we also always send over one faculty member in a particular discipline, and then we utilize faculty who are based in Rome itself. So it's a combination of Assumption faculty and Roman faculty.
it seems like it's been a great success so far. Do you see the program expanding, or what are
We
your
would like
plans?
to expand it. We would like to expand it to include a Florence component where students would spend a little bit of time in Florence as well as Rome, because there is an Assumptionist presence in Florence, and to be able to utilize the Assumptionist institutions up there gives the students an opportunity to spend time in both major cities.
Well, thank you so much for
our
talking
pleasure.
with us about this, and I'm sure if anybody has any questions, they can go to Assumption's website.
They certainly
Yeah,
can.
and
www.assumption.edu/Rome.
Thank you. Thanks so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us.
We appreciate
President.
it.